Well, good morning. That was such a nice way to walk up here. Thanks, guys. Thanks, family. So I'm honored to be addressing the graduating classes of Notre Dame de Namur, their friends, and their families. Thank you to the faculty and the administration for all they have done to get us, the graduates, here today. Fellow graduates, we will soon be receiving our diplomas, and we will celebrate today our hard work and achievement. I want to take a minute to reflect on what NDNU means to me, and I invite the graduates to take a minute sometime today to do the same. For me, it has been a wonderfully practical education at a school with a sense of community. And by practical, I don't mean sufficient or ordinary, but practical like the doors swinging open practical. The type of practical that makes something doable. Let me tell you how I came to be a student again after almost 20 years, 10 of which I had been a stay-at-home mom. When my oldest son was 5, he was diagnosed with Asperger's, and I tried to learn everything there is to know about autism. With support, I not only found ways to help my son, my family, and ultimately myself, but for families with children with Asperger's. These families, mothers in particular, were struggling, and I decided to become a marriage and family therapist. But I had no idea how I would be able to do this. My husband is wonderfully supportive, but works long hours, and I had 3 children under the age of 10. The solution wasn't readily apparent. Now, there are a few times in your life that something happens that is so important that you remember forever where you were at the time you heard it. One of those times, for me, is when I heard a radio commercial for NDNU. I was driving on El Camino. The commercial came on, and I listened to the announcer list all the programs offered by NDNU, including a master's in clinical psychology, marriage, and family therapy. I can still hear that they offer weekend and evening classes. And on top of that, they are located in Belmont, mere minutes from my home. Within a couple of months, I was attending my first class. Practical, because classes were offered in the evenings and weekends so that people who work, including stay-at-home moms, can pursue higher education without quitting their day job. Practical, because it has a centrally located campus. I have classmates from San Jose and others from San Francisco and everywhere in between. And practical because of the professors here at NDNU. They are practicing professionals in the field I will be entering. They are therapists who see individuals, families, couples, and groups. They are living the job they are teaching us about, and all through my years in the program, my classmates and I were able to ask them practical questions. This, I hear, is common among all of the graduate schools at NDNU. And practical because these professors taught us what we need to know. In the MFT program, for example, 90% of the students pass the licensing test on the first try. This is huge. And the professors teach us how to be successful, how to land internships and jobs in our field. For this, I'm thankful that NDNU is a practical school. Practical in times and classes are offered, practical in where it is located, and practical in terms of the professors' real-world experiences and for what they taught us. Now, NDNU may be practical, but it doesn't feel like a training institution or a commuter campus, because it's not. Many of the students graduating today lived on campus. For me, a commuter, This was important. There is a sense of community and a small college feel that makes coming back to school after so many years feel less intimidating. This campus is beautiful. We all know the family of deer that live on the grounds. No matter what time of day, there are groups of students gathered in the quad or in St. Mary's computer lab. It was a rare time that I was walking on campus that I didn't see someone I knew. And this sense of community continued into the classroom. My classes were always under 20 students, and this allowed for us to get to know each other. One of my favorite memories of my education was on one hot evening in October. I had class on the second floor. When I got there, it felt like it was 100 degrees, unlike right now where it's quite chilly. But the professor's solution, have class at the picnic tables outside. And as it got darker and darker, the group of 9 of us had class underneath the trees with the cool breeze blowing the leaves. And around us were other classes being taught at the other picnic tables and benches. So for me, I am thankful. Thankful that I found this wonderfully practical and community-focused school that has allowed me to earn my master's while continuing to be an active stay-at-home mom and start my career as a therapist. Next year, with a new job, I'll think of my days on campus with pride and probably some longing while I sit in my office. But that's okay, because like all you graduates, I'll be ready to start this next phase of my life. So farewell to all you students. I'll miss seeing you around campus. Enjoy this next step in your life. Take advantage of all that you have learned while completing your education and make the most of it. Be proud of what you have done for yourself and allow yourself to dream where it will take you. And from the class of 2011, thank you, Notre Dame de Namur. Thank you.